Will you rise up and show the world that there's morality left in America? Or are you waiting for someone to double tap this country? And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. I want to share some scripture with you today. I want to share some scripture with my American brethren. You see, because when I was a young man and I was still going to church, one of the things that put me off religion, that puts most people off onto the path of questioning, is that it's just the insatiable bloodlust in the Bible, where like God will call for the total annihilation of an entire city and people, just like the incident at Jericho, let's say, where the Bible reads in Joshua 6 verse 20 to 21. When the trumpet sounded, the army shouted, and at the sound of the trumpet, when the men gave a loud shout, the wall collapsed. So everyone charged straight in, and they took the city. They devoted the city to the Lord and destroyed with the sword every living thing in it, men and women, young and old, cattle, sheep, and donkeys. It's just this insatiable bloodlust, that turns a lot of people off of Christianity. But when you look at the world today, when you look at the sort of decadence that exists in the world today, how everything in the world is drenched in blood. When you drive down to your local Walmart, it's sitting on land that is drenched in blood. When you buy a banana, when you take a banana off the shelf in that same Walmart, it was grown on land that is drenched in blood. Do you understand? So when you look at kind of decadence in America today, just the kind of bloodlust for misery and death upon which the West builds most of its wealth, you kind of start understanding the point of such an absolute retribution. You see, the thing about this awakening that's currently happening is that the awakening is not just an exercise in enlightenment, freedom, and liberation, of relearning and recovering lost systems and ways of being. The awakening is also an exercise in judgment. The universe is measuring out the weights on the scale. The universe is trying to make sure that no American, no Westerner will say that they did not know. No more can the American people say that they did not know what they did in Iraq, where civilization was destroyed, million people dead. No more can they say that they did not know what they did in Afghanistan. Upwards of 200,000 people dead. The nation destroyed, set back, decades. Same goes for Libya. Same goes for Syria. And all the other nations of the world where America and the West have destabilized their leadership, murdered, enslaved, and immiserated their people. They cannot deny what is being done right now in their name in Iran. That they did not know that their nation on the first day slaughtered 160 schoolgirls in their name. Or that they did not know that they are currently blockading and starving Cuba. That their country is currently sieging another country. And that people are dying as a result of that siege, even as they carry on with their daily lives. You cannot say that you do not know. In a moral world, everybody should be in the streets until you put an end to that siege. The universe is making sure that Americans and the West can no longer say that they do not know. No more can you deny what America is. That it's a rogue state, leading a rogue block of nations who have, in your very presence, in your knowledge, stolen the sitting president of Venezuela and are now stealing their oil. No more can you deny that you do not know that America and France and much of the West are actively sieging the Sahel states with their proxy army of terrorists simply because they have chosen freedom and sovereignty. No more can you say that you do not know. The awakening is not just enlightenment. The awakening is judgment. It is so that none in the West or in America will have any sort of plausible deniability when all of this comes to a head. So that no one will say that they do not know that America and much of the West gets its wealth from the mass rape and slaughter of people, the plunder of nations, and the destruction of civilizations. And just so that you do not have any misgivings about the fact that you are indeed led by monsters who do unspeakable things in your name, the universe has given you the files, the e-files, just to clear all remaining doubts that indeed you are led by monsters who prey on and eat your own children. And so all is laid bare. You are complicit now. If you are going to drink from the poison chalice of rape and plunder, of the spoils and the bounty of empire, and if you will not rise up to stop it, and will not rise up to defend even your own children, then all have sinned and all will suffer retribution. All will drink from the karmic cup of wrath. Is there any morality left in the West? Jeremiah 5:1. Go up and down the streets of Jerusalem. Look around and consider. Search through her squares. If you can find but one person who deals honestly and seeks the truth, I will forgive this city. There are only two ways all of this immorality in this system ends. Either an internal revolution where Americans find their morality, redeem themselves, show that there are 50 moral people left in their country, rise up in revolution and hold their leaders to account. Or scenario 2, external intervention. America and the West will provoke China and provoke North Korea and provoke Iran and provoke Russia. And one day we will wake up to a desolate America and a desolate West. And the world will look away and the world will say, judgment has been passed and justice has been done. Revelations 18:21. With such violence, the great city of Babylon will be thrown down, never to be found again. The music of harpists and musicians, pipers and trumpeters will never be heard in you again. No worker of any trade will ever be found in you again. The sound of a millstone will never be heard in you again. The light of a lamp will never shine in you again. The voice of bridegroom and bride will never be heard in you again. The merchants were the world's important people. By your magic spell, all the nations were led astray. In her was found the blood of prophets and of God's holy people, of all who have been slaughtered on the earth. What does that sound like? Does that sound like America or not? Is there any morality left in the West? Is there any morality left in America? The awakening is not just enlightenment. It is judgment. Revelations 18:1-3. Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling for demons and a haunt for every impure spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, a haunt for every unclean and detestable animal. For all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. The kings of the earth committed adultery with her, and the merchants of the earth grew rich from her excessive luxuries. Do you think that America is Babylon or not in this current iteration of human civilization? But meanwhile, all you righteous people, Black Americans and every other righteous person who are held captive by this system within America, there's another verse for you. Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. For her sins are piled up to heaven, and God has remembered her crimes. Give back to her as she has given. Pay her back double for what she has done. Pour her a double portion from her own cup. Give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. In her heart she boasts, I sit enthroned as queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Therefore, in one day her plagues will overtake her, death, mourning, and famine. She will be consumed by fire, for mighty is the Lord who judges her. I'm not religious. My beliefs about the Bible are different from the way Christianity and religion interprets it. The universe is passing judgment on America and the West. Is there any morality left in the West and in America? Will you rise up and show the world that there is morality left in America Or are you waiting for someone to double tap this country?